Yeah, yeah, that's very much true. Like so something that I've been encountering a lot lately is the idea of a lack mindset, right?
Right,
Where you feel like it's limitations on your life. When in
right.
reality, like I think one of my lessons was understanding like I have more control than I ever realized. Like
Hmm.
I don't have control because God is in control, but I also have absolute control of a lot of things, if that makes sense.
Right,
Like,
right. In the mind, it started in the mind because your mindset is anything. You got a strong mind, man. Like you said, that lack mindset, it limits people, and we unlimited beings. We can do whatever the fuck we want, and the power of thought alone can bring things in our life or shift things away. And if we don't know how to use our mind, we just out here trapped. So I get why a lot
yeah,
of people have lack mindsets. I mean mindsets. Like you can give them a suggestion or something, and the first thing they say is, "Well, I can't because of this." Like fuck that.
yeah, yeah. So exactly. So like, let's explain what a lack mindset looks like. Like, let's lay the foundation of like what we mean by a lack mindset. Because I'm sure some people will be like, "What are y'all talking about?" But like, okay, I'll let you explain it. Then I'll explain what I think it is.
Nah, I was just in it. You go ahead. I'm listening to you now.
All
Shoot.
right, cool. But like, for yeah, like it's really what you said, where it's just like when your first thought is I can't do something, right? Where it's just like, oh, here's a perfect example actually. When it came to me going to therapy, the I knew I needed to go to therapy for years on years on years on years on years. I knew that. But I didn't go because I would tell myself, "Oh, you can't afford it. How you even find a therapist?" Like, you know what I'm saying? They ain't
Right,
gonna be able to da da da. Like, everything was limiting. Everything was a limiting belief. Like, oh, I can't because X, Y, or Z. And
right,
in reality, the situation that put me into therapy, so I finally went because I broke my ankle, right? And my insurance ain't the greatest. I got health insurance, but it's mid. You know what I mean?
right.
So so it was one of those situations where it's just like, well, I had to have surgery on my leg. It's a free for all this year. You know what I mean?
Right.
So at that point it's just like, well, I go find you a therapist then. Since your excuse was always you can't afford it, you can't afford it. Now it's free. There are no excuses. And then I went and I ended up going and it ended up helping me a lot, right? The other limiting belief that I had was, oh, you can't find a therapist. It took one website, one try, and
Right.
one day to find me a therapist that works for me and like I rock with her heavy. You know what I'm saying? So even that wasn't hard. So I rock with her. I get the help that I need. I get my coping mechanisms. I stopped going for about a year. And then a year later, I'm in a situation where it's just like, man, I really want to start going to therapy again. Well, I would have to be paying for it out of pocket. So I would really want it. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
would really have to want it. So I'm telling myself, like, well, now I see it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? I've experienced it and I understand like it's worth it. So like, yeah, like what am I gonna tell myself? I can't afford it. If I can afford to buy a pair of forces, I can afford to go to therapy.
There you go. There you go. You just hit the head right on the nose. A lot of people be out here. All right, so the power of shit like manifestation is real, but people manifest the wrong shit. They want a better life, but they'll go manifest all these stupid trips every couple weeks, and it's just like, okay, you had the
Okay.
same type of bread for the investment, but you keep blowing it.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
People be out here free manifesting and I don't know what the fuck going on. That's the same way we do with our businesses and everything. We see it, we want it, and we go get it. And we don't say like, well, because it is, because when motherfuckers know that they bills and stuff coming up short and everything, but when they want to go on that trip and they know I gotta do this, I gotta do that, they know they going on that trip. So they don't give a fuck what's going on around them, but they gonna make sure they go on that trip. The same way you gotta
Yeah.
be with life.
The same way how you can like buy a blunt but not pay your electric bill. You know what I mean? Like you can get what you want.
Man.
You just making choices. And I think that's what we don't realize. That's where it's just like, yeah, it seems like it's out of your control, but it's not. Like it's in your control. You're making a choice to not do the thing that might be better for you. You doing the thing that's gonna get you that immediate gratification.
Right. People
Because
like to be comfortable.
mhm,
And it's
yeah.
just like, nah, you can't always be comfortable. If you keep on taking the comfortable route, you're gonna always be where you at because you used to that dumbass sweet spot. It keep us like emotional. That sweet spot crazy. You could tell like it'd be people in my family like me for example, like it'd be people that has like diabetes and stuff like I had, and they wanted like they would do anything in the world, quote unquote, to cure it. But when they got to get uncomfortable to do it, they like, fuck that. Nah, I just take the medicine and keep doing what I'm doing. But why? When you still tired, you still weak, your body breaking down. But if I'm telling you what to do and you telling me, but man, this and but yeah, you already in the wrong mindset for it. You ain't gonna do it, so I don't need to waste my breath. Not to be rude about it, but
Mhm.
once I can identify that you already got all these fucking excuses, why not? Nah, I'm cool. It's too much work.
Why do you think I'm gonna sit here and try to convince you of why you should change what you complaining about? What's affecting you in your life? You know what I mean? And that's very much the point that I got to in my world as well, where it's just like, I'm not here to convince y'all to do better. I'm gonna just do better for me because that's the only thing I can control. I stopped trying to control everybody else's life and try to get them on the wave with me, right? Because what's the first thing people love to do when they awaken? They want to try to wake everybody else up. But it's just like everybody don't want to get woken up. Some
Right.
people want to stay exactly where they at.
That's where I learned to just meet. I learned that from I was watching Derek Grace and he was talking about David Banner had taught him something. Just meet people where they at, because that's the easiest way to do it. And when I kind of heard it and took it in, I just was like, yeah, just meet people where the fuck they at, because it's nothing more, nothing less that you can expect from somebody than they expect from themselves.
Exactly. 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 Because like people can say that they want the changes all day. Like even me in my life, right? Like I'm not above it. It's just like if it's certain changes that I want to make in my life, I can know that even like what you said at the beginning of the episode, right? Where it's just like you know in your mind where you gonna need a change or that a change is coming.
Hmm.
But the thing that I also understand is I know when it's time to change, I'm gonna know when to step, how to step, know when and how to step. Because you know what I'm saying? It's just like I don't fight the change, but I know sometimes like you gotta work yourself up to that. So it's just like now when I see or feel that I need to make a change, it's just like let me go ahead and start making these little preparations here
Right,
and there.
right. Getting it together.
Yeah, because it's just like even though I know I'm not gonna step today, when the time comes where God is just like, hey, I need you to go ahead, switch gears, do something a little different. I'm gonna have to go ahead and do it because if not, he gonna whoop my ass. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it, do what it is that I'm supposed to do because I already know how this goes.